Here's a short story about a young guy who handles things like a boss after his girlfriend informed him that she was going to be going on a vacation to Europe, Amsterdam, with another guy, a former boyfriend. And let's just say what happened next and the power she thought she had in the relationship completely blindsided her. And now she's on Reddit complaining about the whole thing, and it is darn funny. And I've been going to go over here, guys, making the point. You do not need to put up with any crap in a relationship. But a lot of times women think they have the power, but it's amazing how much the power the guy has by simply walking away and breaking up with her. And it makes them absolutely nuts. But before I get into this, guys, real quick, like I said before all week, come join me and your fellow scumbags and a-holes over on Locals or Patreon. Been doing it a week now, getting one heck of a response, and you can either join as a free member, or you can become a paid supporter. And a paid supporter gets all sorts of good stuff. Videos from all of my channels commercial free, exclusive videos I do probably a couple a week, and a censorship free environment. It's a good time, come over and check it out. Anyhow, the title of this video is, I'm 25 years old, my boyfriend of 6 months, we broke up after I booked tickets to go on a trip with an ex from ancient history who is more of a best friend. So it starts off, says here, did I screw up? So I, a 25-year-old female, have been seeing my boyfriend, Pete, a 30-year-old male, for the last 6 months, and it's been wonderful. I really thought I found the one with him. But after last night, I feel my world has collapsed, and I'm not sure if I've made the right decision or if I was right. My heart feels like it's been pulled out of my chest, and I cannot sleep. I never felt like this about anybody before. Okay, drama queen. Well, again, wait till you see how this plays out. Well, my good friend, who we will call Dave, was my boyfriend from the age of 18 through 21, after which we broke up because we wanted different things in life. We stayed good friends, though, because we had a great friendship and had been through so much together. He lives in a different country at the moment, but we still talk semi-regularly online and in WhatsApp. Okay, she and Dave. Now, she and Dave didn't break up because of some big bad falling out. They just wanted different things in life. So they ended things on a positive note, but just didn't work out. Meaning that things could work for them in the future. Pete knew that Dave was a friend of mine, but didn't know he was an ex until about 2 weeks ago, when Dave asked me to visit him in Amsterdam while he was on a work trip. There we go. They talk regularly, all that, and just said, oh, he's just a friend. So already, she's hiding stuff from the guy here. And this guy here has the right to be suspicious of this. She says, I live in the UK, and he lives in Italy. I had already agreed and booked a ticket before I told Pete, and they were on sale for a ridiculously low price on the dates that he would be there. So I jumped at the opportunity. Okay. Well, she buys them, and it's like, well, I have to go. I bought the tickets. They're non-refundable. All this was done on purpose. Pete seemed cool with it at first, but after a few days asked me if there was any history between us. I was honest and told him that there was. Notice Pete's smart enough to smell BS. He didn't seem too bothered and eventually asked if I thought visiting an ex in another country was appropriate whilst in a relationship. I explained to him how Dave and my relationship wasn't like that and that we were strictly platonic. Sure. Okay, do you think she'd be okay if her boyfriend Pete decided to go meet an ex-girlfriend in some other country, like Amsterdam, which is a party area? Do you think she'd be okay with that? Even if he claimed we're strictly friends and blah, blah, blah? I think not. But he, in her opinion, is supposed to accept this. He didn't seem to really react. He just gave me a look that was sarcastic, I suppose, and that would be the best way to describe it. I then told him that I wouldn't be controlled and hated men that thought they owned me, and could tell me what to do. Uh-huh. You're in a relationship 6 months, hanging out with another dude, going on vacation with another guy, a former boyfriend. That ain't cool. But now she's pulling the you don't own me stuff. Again, if the situation was reversed, you think that she'd be so cool about this? No way. I told him that I was free to see who I wanted, and that I found his lack of trust in me upsetting, disrespectful, and perhaps a sign of future abusiveness. Abusive? Really? You know something, guys? She obviously thinks that she has the power in the relationship. Therefore, she's behaving in this way. Because if she didn't think she had the power in the relationship, or if she actually respected this guy, she wouldn't be acting like this. But she's about to learn real quick how powerless she is. I now realize that this may have been a bad thing to say, you think? Again, he didn't really react, so I thought that was the end of it. So in other words, he's just acting poker face. It's going to drive her crazy. Then last night, he came around to my flat and broke up with me. She didn't see that coming. I asked him why, and he tried to get him to explain, and he told me that my going away was to see another man is a deal breaker, that he'd been in this type of situation before and wasn't going to go through it again. Good for him. Man has boundaries. He has deal breakers. And I would do the same thing that he did. I asked him if this was an ultimatum. I hate ultimatums. They are tools of abusers. And he said, no, it's not an ultimatum. I agree ultimatums aren't a very good idea. But guess what? When she says that ultimatums are a tool of abusers, well, who do we all know who's quite a reputation for giving ultimatums? Women. I decided to break it. He says, no, it's not an ultimatum. I decided to break up with you. I have not presented you with any options. I just came to say goodbye. Before I could say or do anything, he kissed me on my forehead, said goodbye, and walked away. He didn't seem angry, just sad. Just like that. Boom. She never saw that coming. And he just walked away from her. It's amazing, that power of dumping a girl and walking away. Well, I tried to call him afterwards, but he just texted me some BS about how this was for the best, and he wished me no ill will and hopes I'll be happy. He turned his phone off, and after a while, I bombarded him with texts and voicemails. So you saw how she was acting all tough and powerful with all the leverage and power in the relationship, and he dumps her. Oh, what a blow to an ego. They hate rejection. And now she's bombarding him with texts and emails and voicemails and any other type of mail. To make matters worse, I told Dave's her so-called friend, platonic friend, about what happened. And he replied, oh well, guess that means we can have even more fun. Ha ha ha. See? Pete was right about Dave. Now he thinks she's single, he can have some fun with her. She says, he didn't care about my relationship and my pain. He just wanted a hookup buddy. And someone to get stoned with while it's in Amsterdam. Yep. And Pete knew this. Now I've lost someone I love and my best friend, who I was the only interested in being just friends. He has a different motive to me meeting up. I feel like I've lost my partner and I lost my best friend at the same time. Oh, poor you. Well, this is what happens when you act like an asshole. If you were really cared about this guy, Pete, you wouldn't have gone on this vacation, and you certainly wouldn't have pulled the BS that you did. Too bad. Well, I tried calling Pete today, about an hour ago, and he actually answered. He told me that I should look to be with someone who wasn't so abusive. Because, right, she said he's abusive. He said, please stop calling me. This is over. Have a nice trip to Amsterdam. Then he blocked me. How could he do that to someone he loves? Is he overreacting or was I? And she also says, okay, I know I fucked up. What should I do? This guy, King, handled like a boss. This is what happens, guys, when they think they have power. They'll pull BS like this. And it's amazing how quickly a guy can be like, nope, not interested. This is the power, guys, of rejection, power of walking away. He handled this like the freaking boss. And this is what you got to do. So what can she do? Nothing. She can back away herself and learn from this and not be such an arrogant jackass in relationships. But this guy's done with her. And, oh yeah, by the way, this is the thing about guys and gals being friends. Guess what? The whole thing about like girls think, oh, I got these guy friends. They're not interested in me. Bull crap. They're interested in at least in getting some if they can pull it off. The first thing he says right there. Now I'm going to read a few comments. This is one comment. This is from a woman. And she hits the nail right on the head. I like that a woman says this. She says, jumping at the chance to call others abusive but has zero self-awareness to realize her lack of respect in her partner is also abusive. Truly hope OP has gone to therapy, accepted accountability, and has moved on with a healthier life, not repeating this mistake. Good luck with that, honey. Also wishing the absolute best for Pete. He never once tried to control her, in my opinion. If anything, he wanted to help her, but she seemed so wounded on man-hating that she couldn't fathom the, oh really, are you sure about that? Pete gave was about her ex and not her, at least at that point. He was understanding of her but not naive of the ex. Laid out healthy boundaries, communication, and never forced her to choose him or the vacation. Then made a clean break with no animosity, wrapping up with a wholesome forehead kiss. The relationship probably would have worked out long term, probably would not have worked out long term either. Your partner coming with you and valid concerns in a healthy manner should never result in you flipping it on them and accusing them of being a controlling abuser. Good luck. That's from a woman. So, again, boo-hoo on her, but people like that generally don't learn. And I'm willing to bet she'll be right back in the same situation with another guy and acting like she's in power and control. That's just how these types are wired. But anyhow, good story.